Hi, welcome back again. It's been a little while. I think I said in the last video I'm going to try and make it every 2 weeks, and I didn't. But that was because I've been working on a big assignment for my masters. It was a video assignment, so I was working a lot with videos or film, and the idea of having to make an additional, even short video every week was just a little bit too much at the time. But I handed in that assignment 2 weeks ago. What I'm gonna do today is talk you through it a little bit, not too much. I'm gonna show you it. I'm gonna show you the film. It's about 5.5 minutes long, and I'm just gonna talk you through a little bit what it's about, why I've done it, etc., and then just give you a little update about what's coming next. You'll also have noticed if you watch me frequently that I'm not sat at either my desk or my easel. I'm sat on the floor. That's partly because my easel is just a little bit tucked away at the moment, and my desk is very messy, so I'm sat on the floor. Anyway, so if you follow me on social media, you'll notice over the last few weeks, especially Instagram, I've been sharing short clips, about 10 seconds or so, which are just a sort of scene of maybe flowers or a waterfall or water moving over rocks or sometimes trees, long grass, things like that. And it's similar shots to what is in my film that I made for my master's program. And what I've been doing with that is sort of testing out people's reactions to the different sights and the different sounds and seeing what's popular and what's not, how people feel about those things. And mostly, and then off the back of that, I've found that people actually seem to really enjoy it. People really engage with it. I've got more engagement off of those posts than I have any other artwork, which is hilarious. There's one video in particular that's just a rock with water moving around it, and it's got thousands and thousands of views and a few hundred likes, which is just hilarious because nothing else I've done has ever got that much attention. And it's a 10-second clip, so it took me like 10 seconds to film. And then I've got drawings that have obviously taken me hundreds and hundreds of hours that are just no one's paying attention to, so it has made me laugh a little bit. But I have actually really enjoyed making this video to a point. Well, I've enjoyed parts of it, which I'll explain more in a second. So this video, I keep saying video, but the word that we're using was film. So we had to make a film that was between 5 and 7 minutes, I think it was, and it has to be a response to a few of the topics within the module that we've just covered. So it's a module around sort of sustainable art practices and things like that. And one of the topics in there was listening. That was one I quite liked, sort of this idea of listening. There was place. There was a bit about, various things like ecology, representation and things like that, and various topics. Anyway, and it was also supposed to be linked to our studio practice. So my studio practice has been about, obviously, the Lake District and industries within the Lake District. And I wanted to make a film that showed the Lake District, but I didn't really feel like I could sort of I didn't want to show like a sheep farm. I didn't want to be too literal. I didn't want to show someone knitting. There was a couple of people that said, oh, why don't you just like show a sheep and things like that. And it felt a bit too literal. I wanted to be a bit more, sort of explore the landscape of the Lake District a little bit more. And I also, this idea of the Lake District being an industrial landscape, and people sometimes not always recognising that. And I really wanted to focus on the term sheep-wrecked. So sheep-wrecked being the term that gets used quite often for the Lake District because of its lack of trees and shrubbery in some places. So it's almost a response to the term sheep-wrecked with some of the module themes linked in. So I'll show you the video now. It's 5.5 minutes long. There is it's got music in it. Some of the images do flash on and off. It's not flashing images necessarily, but some of the images do flicker on and off, and the music does get quite loud at points. It is supposed to be listened to quite loud, so if you can, turn your volume up. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine, but it is supposed to be quite an audio experience. So anyway, enjoy. So that's my film. There is a sort of like a 9-minute portfolio part that goes with that too. I'm not going to show you that because I just sort of talked you through the main things, and I think it's stuff that you guys will know if you've been watching these videos anyway. So yeah, it's I hope you like it. It's a bit different. I did enjoy doing it. I did. I've got experience of making videos in the past from previous jobs that I've had, and I've always used sound music in them quite a lot. And in this video, I used the music I did very much on purpose, very much because it was a contrast to the scenery and the music you'd normally get with that sort of scene, but also because as I was researching this video and I was looking at sound artists and location artists, I found that I was getting quite irritated by artists that sort of put their own voice over a scenario. So there's quite a few sound artists that are like play their voice under a bridge, or talk over a supermarket tannoy, or introduce music over nature scenes. And I found it quite invasive in a way, and a bit annoying. Like, I wanted to just listen to the space. I didn't want to listen to someone talking over the space, or you know, I wanted to listen to the sounds, and I didn't want to listen to someone's music over the sounds. So it was sort of this idea of there's quite like there are, you know, these really nice noises in nature, like running water, you know, the wind whistling through leaves and grass and all sorts of things like that. And it was and it's this idea of trusting nature to speak for itself to a point, to let nature have its own sound, and also that we don't often let nature speak for itself. We decide a lot of things for people. I think the term sheepwrecked is a term that has been decided for a place as well. And I spoke to an academic acquaintance recently, and she said, I talked about the term sheepwrecked, and it's a term she doesn't like. And she said, whose job is it, or who gets to decide what the uplands look like? So I think the video is it's this idea of nature being a bit interrupted by sound that doesn't necessarily fit it. People deciding narratives for a place, and nature not getting to speak for itself. I very purposely chose EDM music as well, because it's sort of EDM comes from, well, is often associated with certain people, and those people often have stereotypes attached to them, rightly or wrongly, probably wrongly, and people make decisions about people based on the music they listen to, and I kind of wanted to put that music in there to sort of say, like, it was almost to sort of say, like, everyone's opinion and experience of the Lake District is valid. It doesn't matter who they are. If they've experienced it, that's a valid experience. So that's in brief, because like I say, my portfolio is 9 minutes long, so you've definitely had a brief version of it there. So yeah, in brief, that's what it's about, but it's also about whatever you want it to be about. If you enjoyed it, great. If not, fine. But that's what that video is, and that's what it's about, and whatever you've taken from it is what you've taken from it. So yesterday I went to see the Tour of Britain go past, the Women's Tour of Britain, and went past very, very close to my house, very close to my house. And I nipped out to watch it go past. You know, it's one of those things where you sort of wait for it to come past for quite a while, and then it goes past and it's done in 5 seconds. But it's well worth it. I took a couple of pictures, had a great time seeing that. That was really exciting. I just take pictures of that race for me. I don't really know how to stand at the side of a sport event without taking photographs of it, so I take photographs of it. I enjoy doing it. So that's a little side thing I did, just as a nice little treat for myself. What else is going on? And I've not had tons of time to crack on with drawings. I've had a few commissions lately, and they're done now. I'll show you them sort of here. So you can see that one's a painting, I think I showed you that already, and one's a little t-shirt I did as a leaving present for someone, just for a bit of fun. And yeah, I've done a few gifts for people as well, which I won't show you them because they're personal to people, so I won't show you them. But yeah, drawing, I've not had tons of time to do it. I've done a little bit of like sketching while I've been at art club and things like that, and I need to get on with some of the bigger drawings again, and get fully involved in them. I am really enjoying getting the sound clips. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep sharing them just because I enjoy doing them, and people seem to like them as well. And I think as long as I keep enjoying it, I'll keep doing it. And I'm out and about in these places, so I might as well. on that, while I'm out and about, obviously I'm still taking landscape photos, and I'm still there. Those photos are still available to buy as prints, including a couple that I did last weekend. I am selling them as a little triptych, so you can buy sort of 3 mini prints, and they come as a 3, and there's 2 different sizes of them, and they're of so I did a walk last week up Coniston. We went the long way. We went up the smaller fells before you get to Coniston. So these are the photos of Dow Crag just before you get to Coniston Old Man. So I'm going to keep taking photos, going to keep doing sound recording. Please do keep checking out my my website and my Ko-fi page. That any money that goes to there, it is funding being able to do my masters and being able to do artwork as well. You know, these materials aren't cheap. It takes up a lot of time, but I love doing it. I'd like it to be able to take up all of my time, but it doesn't yet. One day hopefully it will. Anyway, in 2 weeks time I will be in Venice at the Biennale, which is very exciting. So there'll be a video from Venice, and I'm excited to show you that. Next week I don't know what I'm going to show you next week. I haven't decided yet. I haven't started anything to show you yet, so hopefully it'll be some drawing. Hopefully I'll be able to crack on with some drawing in the next couple of days and show you that. I'm going to try very, very hardest to get these videos back to weekly, if not bi-weekly. I know I said that last time and it fell apart very quickly. That is it for now. Please do, if you can, treat yourself to some of my prints on my Ko-fi page. I say go to my Ko-fi page because they're a little bit cheaper on there, and they are cheaper on there for you because it doesn't cost me anything to put them on there. And then I'm saying that, and then it costs me money to have my website, and I'm not directing to my website, but the prints are cheaper on my Ko-fi page because I don't have to pay any fees on there, but I do have to pay fees on my website. So you go wherever you want. But if you fancy buying some prints, that'd be very much appreciated. And if not, that's absolutely fine. If you could just give this video a little like, that'll probably help too. And that's it for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.